Hi everyone, it's Gwen from Hummingbird Tarot. Today I wanted to touch on something that I haven't commented on yet because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it. I didn't have the right words. I didn't want politics to hold space on my channel, but I feel a moral obligation to speak on this topic. And first, I want to make clear that I stand in solidarity with the Black community. Black Lives Matter. I've been very moved by what I've been watching. I don't know what's different this time than all the other times that we've seen the same police brutality and everything else happen. Something has shifted in me. And I think in a lot of others as well. There's two people in particular that really allowed me to see things for the first time in a different light. And I get it now. I understand. I watched Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man by Emmanuel Acho. His focus on coming together in dialogue and to seek understanding so that we can focus on change really resonates with me as a light worker. And Rob and DeAngelo's videos on white privilege and racism, they too offered me a fresh perspective that I didn't see before. And I'm sorry it took me so long. I get it now. I get it. I understand. And I wanted to comment a little bit on my journey in this, where I've come from, where I'm going. I moved through most of my life being disconnected from my race and my roots. The most recent members of my family that came to the United States were my great-grandparents on my dad's side of the family who came over from Prussia in the 1880s. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I started feeling a connection, bit of a connection with that, more of a connection with my Irish and Scottish roots also, and even started to identify with some kind of country of origin and nationality for myself, other than American. And something that both of those content creators have helped me see is that racism does exist in this country, which, I mean, we already knew. I knew that. But how systemic it is in all areas. And the system definitely benefits me as a white more than it does people of color, notably the Black community. The system exists. Recognizing that and owning that is the first step that white Americans can take to help heal this. And I agree. Emmanuel Acho says that white people created this system and we need white people to change it. Recognizing and owning that the system exists is the very first step that we can take in repairing some of this and moving forward to a place that is safe for our youth of every color and is safe for Blacks and people of color. They should feel as safe as I do. And I know they don't. And although I've had many times in my life where things have been challenging and things have been difficult, I can probably count on two hands the number of times where race has played a role in that for me. And it plays a role every day for the Black community, for a lifetime of every day. I may not be responsible for the cultural biases that existed when I was born and that exist here in the United States, but I am responsible for what I do going forward. So as a white, what can I do? These are the questions that I've struggled with, and why it's taken me a while to decide what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it. And I wanted it to know what I could do. Okay, we recognize that there's a problem, yes, but that's not enough for me. Just that. What can I do? Well, the first thing that I can do is publicly here say that Black Lives Matter and show my support and the fact that I recognize that that's a problem as a white in America, recognizing that and owning that. It has to come. It has to come. Another thing that I have felt is important, since for me, I feel like the light bulb has come on very recently for the first time about this issue in my life and my personal connection to it. And that's where the light bulb has come on. My personal connection, my personal role in this journey, and my participation in the system that I didn't even consciously recognize existed, but I have been participating in it my entire life. So what I've been trying to do over the last couple weeks, the first thing for me after recognizing there is a problem is listen. Listen to what Black voices are saying. I typically shy away from people that are speaking in anger, but I felt an obligation to listen to angry Black voices and the messages that they are sharing. Just because they are angry and they are yelling and they are screaming does not mean that what they are saying is not valid. And I felt an obligation, and I still feel an obligation, to honor those voices by hearing them and acknowledging them. It's also the only way that I'm going to be able to get a more full understanding of all the issues. I didn't see them until somebody pointed them out to me. And now that I feel like my eyes are open and my ears are open, I have a lot to learn. And I think that's going to be a lifelong journey for me. And I will never fully understand what it means to be Black in this country. I just won't. Until I'm a Black person in this country, I won't understand that. And knowing that and honoring that and respecting the journey of the Black community in this country is something that needs to be done. I can also, as a white person, start a dialogue with other whites about this situation. I already have. I've had conversations about race with people in my immediate family, with my children, with my mother. One of those unknown, unspoken things that I learned as a part of this white system that exists, white-dominated system, is that race is pretty much off the table. It's not really something that we talk about. It's kind of understood. You hear politics and religion. We try to keep that off the table too, because it just causes conflict. And those were things that we said. We owned that we need to be careful with those subjects, and we just don't bring them up in family situations or in groups of friends because they cause conflict. That's just the politically correct thing to do. An unspoken rule that was on that list that it took me until these past couple weeks to realize is that race was also on that list. And in groups of white people, we don't really talk about race. It's not discussed. It's not considered an acceptable topic. It's considered bad manners. And for the first time, I'm talking with the people in my life about this being an issue, and we're asking each other, what can we do? What have we done up to this point that we need to stop doing? What can we do moving forward to help with this? And I love that. I love that. That's new. It's never happened before. I've never seen it in my life. I love that the dialogue is happening and that people are open to having conversations about it. We need to continue to have those conversations. Me as a white, I can also speak up when I hear a backhand racist comment. Now, I had said earlier that race isn't a part of our conversations. We don't deliberately set out to have discussions about that, but I have heard racist comments made in front of me, sometimes with people that I respect, and I will change the subject as quickly as I possibly can. Sometimes, depending on the person it is, I've just let those comments pass because it's easier, because that person might be a difficult person, and I know that that's going to shift the energy of the event that we're in if I call them out on it. But I'm feeling like now I need to call them out. I need to say, that's not okay. Please don't talk like that. Please don't say things like that. That's what it's going to take. What else can I do? I can focus on living a life of tolerance and inclusion in what I say and do. I can use my vote and vote for people that further these same issues. I can use my dollars to donate to organizations that help further the Black community and help advance Blacks. I can continue to listen and seek out voices that explain things from a different perspective that I haven't heard before. I can spend my dollars to help support Black businesses. But the thing that I think as whites that I feel like we need to do is that we have a moral obligation. These are human beings. These are human beings that are being killed, that are being mistreated through police brutality, mothers who are scared for their children. And we have to do what we can to help. And we can't sit by quietly, because me sitting here quietly and not saying anything is sending the message that it's okay, that it's happening. That what is happening is okay, and it's not. Black Lives Matter. Thank you for allowing me to take the time and space to speak about this. I felt a moral obligation. Was having a hard time putting out content. I had recorded a lot of content several weeks ago that I've just already set up to post, and it's been difficult for me to just let that ride out without acknowledging what is happening in the world and what continues to be happening. Thank you.